My dear friends, we have reached the second Sunday of Lent, and we just heard the wonderful narrative on the transfiguration of the Lord. By way of outline, first we will talk about the surrounding circumstances of this event. Why is Jesus there in the region of Carmel? 25 miles northwest of Jerusalem with the apostles. What were they doing there? What were the events that brought them there? Second, we will look at the transfiguration itself and the impact that it did to Jesus. What happened to him? And then third, very briefly, we will talk about the relevance of the transfiguration to our celebration of Lent. How is it connected to Lent? And what is the meaning of transfiguration and Lent this year for us now? And hopefully we will learn some answers to many of our questions about Lent, and also provide us with some concrete things, and guidelines that we can use in our everyday life, in our what's going on with us, and hopefully bring us closer to God. So, what were the events? What happened? Why are they there? This transfiguration event happened several days after the cleansing of the temple. When Jesus made a very big thing there, and he turned the tables around, get the whip made of cord, and then he kicked the chairs, and he was so mad, and the temple officials called the police, the Sanhedrin, to take care of him. They wanted Jesus apprehended, but the people surrounded Jesus, protected him because he was right. He said, "My house is a house of prayer, and you made it a den of thieves." He was right. The people protected him. So from that time on, he is blacklisted in the city hall. With the apostles, they cannot go around freely anymore. They could be apprehended anytime. And so that was a very difficult time for Jesus. These are just days before the Passion. And the enemies are already eyeing at him, any move that he does. And he was worried about the apostles. Their lives were in danger. So they went to that place in Tabor, in the Carmel, in the region of Carmel by the sea, hiding. They were hiding there, away from the city. And this was a difficult time for him. There was a lot of resentment and blaming. What happened? What did I do? He was in his mission. He is about to conclude the mission. And he thought, I just went around doing good. And look, we are in danger. And our enemies can get us and then harm us. So these are very difficult, tense, anxious moments of resentment and worry and fear. And then the next day, all of a sudden, in the morning, there was a cloud that passed over them, like today, very cloudy. So that's the way God appears in the Bible. He appears through a cloud with thunder and lightning. That is why I think God is from Florida. Because you have so many. Look at today, it's very cloudy. And then a voice was heard, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." The voice. And then Jesus was transfigured. His appearance changed. He was glowing, as if there was some kind of force, some energy that was being given to him, and then all of a sudden, all the fear all the resentments, all the worries, and all the fear disappeared. They disappeared. The Father affirmed his mission. He gave him that experience of transformation, as if that glorious experience, he was glowing, and that all the darkness disappeared. Peter wanted to stay longer, but Jesus said, "No, let's go down to Jerusalem the next day, and that I will face my enemies." That is Passion Sunday, when he got the donkey and then the passing through the gates of Jerusalem with the people waving the palms. That's Palm Sunday. That's Passion Sunday. He will face his enemies. He's no longer scared. So that's the beauty of the experience of the Transfiguration. Now, what is the relevance and meaning of this? I was, in terms of Lent, as you know, Lent, we have begun last Ash Wednesday, 40 days journey as the earth is transitioning from winter to spring, from darkness to life. You can see it around you. And I was really looking for a way, very clear way, to illustrate this message so that I can convey to you the reality of Lent in our lives. I was kind of brainstorming the whole week and looking for a very clear thing, because this is what I do before I come here and give you the message. I pray a lot and ask God, "Lord, what do you want me to tell your people?" It's coming, signals are coming from Him. It's not mine. So I was looking for a way to illustrate so that it will be easy for you to capture the meaning of Lent. And last Friday, I found it in my backyard. The answer to this. A couple of winters ago, 2 years ago, a parishioner gave me a fig plant. Figs. Fig? It was a very tiny plant that I kept away from the cold. And then when March came, I told the maintenance to please plant it at the back so I can see it from the kitchen. The beautiful. And it grew, it flourished, in the rain of spring, a lot of beautiful leaves and a lot of fruits. And I was harvesting almost every day figs. Figs, they come exactly from fruit. There's no flower. Fruit immediately, and then they ripen, by stages, and they're so sweet. So almost every day, I even shared it with some people, the figs. And I enjoyed it for some time. But then, when winter came, last winter, it started to wither. The leaves started to wither and became brittle. And it looked as if it died. So I kind of was worried. I have to prune the dead leaves, and I said, I will truly miss these figs because every morning I check it if there are ripe fruits, but I will surely miss if this plant dies. And so the whole winter, it kind of slept and totally barren and brittle. But then, first week of March, it became moist again, and then the leaves started to come back again. So it did not die. So I had the intuition, I said, this is the meaning of Lent. This is the meaning of Lent. Transitioning from cold and dry, and then all of a sudden, back to life. Which means that God is in control. This God is in control, that He gives life, gives the earth a chance for life every year at this time. That we, really, in a very dramatic way, observe this wonderful waking up to life. And you know what? This is the meaning of transfiguration of Jesus. When he lost all hope because of fear and he was scared, suddenly God gave him life again, new energy. What is the relevance of this into our lives? To truly live Lent, if we look into ourselves now, we find out that there are so many things, some parts of ourselves that have died. There's a lot of things that have dried up in our lives, relationships that have dried up because we did not control our emotions. We hurt people, and our friends went away. Families broken because of infidelity and unforgiveness. Relationships that have died. Even our health, some parts of us that have waned down and weakened as we age. Even the past, we thought we made some bad decisions. Even in our business, our transactions, our investments, we thought we made wrong decisions and a lot of failures in our lives. But you know what? God can overturn all of this and make things better. God can infuse new energy and life again as He is doing it in the world. He's doing it in the fig tree. I told myself, wow, I thought I made the wrong decisions. But God has a way, if we look back, He has a way of making things work again. Look at the dead, dried tree I thought died already. He's alive. It's alive. And it will have a lot of fruits again. In other words, we have a chance for life. We can make things better. We can put life again. We can live again. Lent is an invitation to look into ourselves and do something about the things that have died in our lives, in our relationships, friendships, family. That it's okay that we failed in the past, but we have a chance to build again. This is Lent. That's transfiguration. Thank God for the fig tree.